Well, welcome, guys. It's been a while, but we are back with Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, the fifth and final entry in the Breath of Fire series. So today we're actually going to be doing a New Game Plus run. This is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. It's just that I've never really had a chance to getting around to do it. Now, I was going back and forth, like, should I do a fresh run just like as a refresher, and then do like a New Game Plus run after? But I figured if I do a fresh one, I'm probably not going to feel like doing a New Game Plus run, so we're just going to jump straight into New Game Plus. So, by going into New Game Plus, I have a file that I have prepared, that it's pretty much my master file. So, I'm going to have pretty much all the equipment and skills from throughout the game. We're going to get to see areas that we've never been to before. If you were just playing standard New Game, we'll get to see cutscenes that we would normally not get to see because of how the SOL system works, the scenario overlay system. And we're also going to be doing the bonus dungeon this time, Kokon Horay, which is the bonus dungeon that is unlocked by going completely through the ant colony subquest. Alright, so let's get right into it. Alright, so here it is, my master file. Now, don't be fooled by what the date and time it says on there. It says it's from 2000, but it really isn't, because my PlayStation 2 doesn't really track time well anymore. This was a fairly recent save, from at least a couple years back. So straight off the bat, we get an extra scene that we would normally not see. It's Nina, before she lost her ability to speak. Nice slave anklets there. So this game takes place far, far in the future from Breath of Fire 3 and 4. Because of wars that had ravaged the land outside, humanity had to go underground because the outside world had become too toxic to live in anymore. Yeah, a low D. That's exactly what I am. Destiny decided to challenge us. And so we choose to end the world. In order to meet our mortality. There was nothing to regret. Nothing. Hey, that's foreshadowing. So I've talked about this game in the past. I've played it at least twice for my channel. It's the black sheep of the series. There's no getting around that. And for good reason. There are plenty of reasons to hate this game. It's just so vastly different from all of the other Breath of Fire games that I totally get why a fan of the series would hate this. But because I was an outsider and this was my first game in the series, I think that's why I have a soft spot for it. So in this game, you basically everyone has something that's called a D ratio, which is essentially your chance of linking with a dragon. If we were playing on standard new game, our D ratio would be 1 out of 9,500 something. It's a stupidly high number. People with low D ranks generally don't get very good jobs, while people with high D ranks usually get better jobs. But in all the times I've played, with the multiple times I've played this file, I've managed to get the D ratio up to a 1 out of 32 chance. The highest you can get is 1 out of 4. So this is our partner, Bosch. Kind of an arrogant prick. Oh, my D ratio is actually higher than Bosch's. Is better than Bosch's now. Perfect. So this is our captain, Captain Xena. Board the freight lift and guard its contents. No questions. You got it. Now, normally we wouldn't get to see this scene. So this Bosch really wants to prove himself to up his rank. God, look at that face. Don't you just want to punch it? So, for pretty much all intents and purposes, this game is almost like a survival horror game, kind of like Resident Evil. You've got limited supplies, you got limited saves, because you can only do a permanent save if you have a save token. And it can be pretty easy to die on New Game. Alright, where am I going? I forget. Not that way. There we go. But yeah, the more that you complete the game, the faster you complete it, the less you save while completing the game, the better your D rank is for the subsequent playthrough. Which means you get access to more special cutscenes, other side areas, stuff like that. But yeah, it does kind of play like a survival horror game like Resident Evil. But at its core, it's still an RPG. Yes, they do. Okay, so Bosch has joined our merry little group. Alright, so equipment-wise, I've got Dragon Blade +6, Violet Blade +3, and Legend Blade +9. Alright, Fate is a very important shield skill because it allows you to take one attack without taking any damage. Protect Suit means I'm completely immune to all status abnormalities. And I've got access to pretty much every skill in the game. Let's give ourselves some levels, since I've got a lot of bonus experience. Alright, so one of the unique things about this game is that you can lay traps like fresh meat, which you can use to attract enemies on the field and distract them, so that you can either run by or you can get a free hit on them. So, I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna steamroll the game because this is a New Game Plus file. There's just no getting around that. But that's okay, because I've beaten this game before, like the normal way, twice now, for the channel. It's a nugget. But if you were playing just regular new game, the name of the game would be to get... You want to fight enemies in as little groups as possible, because you just do not have the means to fight them in large groups. Until you start getting, like, AoE attacks. But even then, fighting more than a couple enemies at a time can be an absolute death sentence. That door can't be opened. Silly little nugget. So you use abilities by based on the AP that you have. Wait till I get to another battle to really show it. Alright, these guys aren't positioned too great. So there are level 1 attacks, level 2 attacks, and level 3 attacks, which use 10, 20, and 30 AP respectively. So you can use as many attacks as you want, as long as you have the AP for it. The more attacks you chain together, the more of a combo bonus you get, and the more damage you do. And once you run out of AP, you can't move, you can't do anything else, you have to end your turn. Okay, sometimes treasure keys will materialize, usually by clearing all enemies in a certain room. Keys can only be used on the floor that you get them. Yeah, normally poor Ryu here would be kind of dead weight at this point, because he would normally just be a low D. Oh. Ah, now see, there I took no damage because of the feint skill on my shield. I like how poor Bosch isn't even getting a chance to do anything here. Maybe we should give the poor guy a chance. I mean, he is a low D after all. Give him his chance to shine. Okay, can you even imagine how Bosch must be feeling right now? Because of the fact that Ryu's, like, steamrolling everything. He's not even getting a chance to act. Now, I would say the one saving grace about this game's difficulty, because I would say it's a pretty hard game if you don't have a good grasp on the mechanics. Items will save your ass, basically. Because you can use as many items you want as your turn, on your turn, as you want. As long as you have the items to use, obviously. Now, don't be fooled by this person here. His name is Cupid. And yes, I did say he. Also, that meter that you're seeing right above the mini-map, that's the height meter. That's how far below the ground we are. Ooh, there is an invisible enemy there. Hello there, Invisigoo. Ow. I got squished. Not that it actually did any damage. So he dropped a weapon. Weapons and armor and shields usually have to be identified by an appropriate NPC before they can be equipped or sold. Well, I suppose you could sell them if you didn't know what they were. Dynamite, another trap. Now see, on New Game this would probably be a death sentence if I actually fought all these guys like this. Got him. Yeah, you do get more of an EXP and bonus EXP bonus the more enemies you fight in battle to try and offset the difficulty of fighting more than a couple enemies at a time. But yeah, with everything I've explained about the game so far, you can probably tell, like, if you were just, like, listening to this, you probably wouldn't even think this sounds like a Breath of Fire game at all. Really. Give me the good juju. So, as long as you don't run into them, they essentially die in one hit usually, and they're basically free heal kits. Alright, Bosch, let's see what you can do. So he has one of the only combo attacks in the game. Snake Bite to Lion Smash makes Twin Wake. It's actually pretty strong. Ryu gets one single combo attack himself. It's called X-Slash, but it's not very good. It's not even really worth using, honestly. Anything else I can drop? I can drop that bomb. Once we can start upgrading how many items we can hold, we'll be better off. Got a crit there. But yeah, Breath of Fire games are generally... They deal with some serious stuff, but they're generally more lighthearted in nature. But this game is pretty dark in comparison to the other 4 entries, I would say. You need to get out of my way. Another thing that can make this game kind of difficult is that enemies don't... Enemies don't respawn unless you, like, abuse the retry function. Yeah, even moving consumes AP, because it's all part of the battle system. But, yeah, enemies don't respawn, so you can't, rely on just grinding to save you in this. Mama Nugget is getting totally furious. Ow. Same. Well, we didn't need kick anyway, since I already have it. Luckily, these items never go away until you, like, fully exit the area. So if you really needed to sort your inventory, you could, to be able to carry it. Owie. Goodbye. Nice, more Juju.